And I'm Elijah.
And we're about to show you some history, or tell you some history, not show you, tell you some history. And we talk about our regular people all the time, and we are so happy to have them.
Our regular? Who is our regular?
Our regular, like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. You know, we have a Madam C.J. Walker. We have those, but I always, because I'm knowing that I'm of royalty and that I'm a queen and that you're a prince, becoming a king, my husband's a king. We say it, but sometimes we don't know that we are these things because we were there, because it's all been like deleted from history.
Yeah, it's like past a certain part, we only know the oppression and kind of getting out of that.
Yes.
We don't know before.
But now we're going to tell you about some people. Be ready and be prepared.
Okay.
So I got my notebook here, my speech here. I'm ready. Okay, y'all?
Steps forward, the Queen Mother, YaSantiwa.
So Nana YaSantiwa is the mother of the Ashanti Kingdom. And she was the one that was the ruler, the protector of the Golden Seal. So they had captured her husband, who was the king, Asante, if I'm saying this right. And they had captured him. And so now they coming up saying, we want the golden stool. This is Frederick Hutchinson. He said, I want the golden stool. If not, we're going to havoc over here. And not only that, we're going to kill your king, because we got them all in the far away. Now, the names I'm not going to try to learn to pronounce, because I would jack up a name. I'm probably jacking up my girl's name right now. And so he basically, in our layman terms, Frederick Hutchinson basically punked all the men in the war. And, because you don't talk to him, and not, especially back then, you don't disrespect him because he's a king. You don't disrespect our king, period. You know what I mean? You gonna give our king some respect.
Yeah.
You gonna put some respect on our king's name. You know what I mean? That's what that was like. And so Nana YaSantiwa was like looking like, what the heck is going on? So when they left, she was like, I know this didn't happen. You know how you start talking to yourself like, I know this ain't what happened. I know they didn't talk to me that way. She was probably taking off her earrings.
Oh,
putting some Vaseline on her face, because she was upset. But she was like, first, you know what? I'm going to check these men, because this is not going to happen. So I was going to put it in my own layman terms, but I was like, no, she said it very well. So even though I got my glasses on, I think I'm going to try to talk like her. I'm not. But anyway, she said, now I have seen that some of you fear to go forward to fight for our king. Okay. If it were in the brave days of, here I'm going to check up some names, Asai Tutu, Akomofo-Anoki, and Opoku-War. Okay, you see, I got the names. Leaders would not sit down to their king taken away without firing one shot. Like, you guys can't even pick up the gun. Like, she was mad. She said, no white man could have dared to speak to our leader of Ashanti in the way the governor spoke to you this morning. Is it true that the bravery of the Ashanti is no more? I cannot believe it. It cannot be. I must say this. If you, the men of Ashanti, will not go forward, then we will. We, the women, will. I shall call upon my fellow women, and we will fight the white man. We will fight till the last of us fall in the battlefield. So you done watched Black Panther. You seen the women fighting.
Yeah.
So the women went up there fighting, tore up the place, protected the golden stool, went on and did some more wars. They had to capture Nana YaSantiwa and put her back over there in the captive place. And that's where she died. But she was known to be the warrior. She was known to be the queen that did not play. She was not going to be played and be disrespected. You know how people now want to fight. You disrespected me. You disrespected me. This was over something important. This was over the golden stool. This was something that meant something to their country. just have to say, go ahead. Tell me about yours.
Tatu, taught you, Bitu. Now, this is an African woman who became a queen. But before she became a queen, she actually, in her time period, it was uncommon for women to be educated. And, you still kind of have some of that injustice now in certain areas where the women are not as privileged. So she actually, for being a woman, she knew how to speak and write in a different language, which was really big at that time. And even before becoming the queen, she was stood in political places and fought her role against the other parties. Like Democrat, Republicans. She was a representative for that in the courts.
Okay.
So when she became the queen, I really like you said before with Satue or Satui, Satoa. I don't want to mess with the pronunciations, but she was really integral into pushing the battlefield. She was did the tact. She was a tactician. She really made sure.
Not that what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she mapped it out, and I kind of was really surprised that was a role that they would take. Not to be kind of like sexist or anything like that, but you don't typically hear that about women.
Because it's our Black history that's way
being on the battlefield,
back.
having any role in the battlefield. Usually they're doing some other role. And she was a tactician. She helped them win many wars. And
look at us women. It was more than just one war person for us queens. That's what I'm saying. Look at us. So when you watching Black Panther, this stuff is real. Like, come on, put it in your mind that this is some real stuff that's going on. Okay, so we're going to talk about Nzinga. You can pick which one. Talk about Nzinga. So Nzinga had a hard life. Like, they grew up in royalty, whatever the case may be, how they became. Her brother was king from their dad's death, and then she, of course, was queen. But, so, let me explain. Nzinga's brother sterilized her and then killed her son. Yes, and he was a strong warrior, and stuff like that. Sterilized her and killed her son. Now, I've read different stories and there's different things, but basically, he, from one of the stories that I read, it was basically so you couldn't hold that over his head, like his nephew, over his head, and making sure she don't have no more babies. And so, that had to be the start. She was angry. She wanted to go through some things. She probably was ready to fight, kill her own brother, so she was probably looking away. And then he had to come back after he did all that and call back and say, I need you to help me. Because you know why? In case I didn't tell you, Nzinga was a negotiator. She didn't play. And he needed her to negotiate. And she had to put all those feelings aside and realize she was representing her people. And so she had to go in there and negotiate. So she had to, emotionally get ready to negotiate and do what she needed to do. So she went in there and, and they didn't even have a seat for her. Like, they wanted her to stand or kneel or, I don't know what they were playing, but they did not have a seat for our sister Nzinga, Queen Nzinga. And the Queen Nzinga looked like, okay, I'm going through too much. I ain't got time for this. What can I do? She, her maid got on all four. She sat on her maid's back and looked them all in the eyes and won that negotiation and then ran the war and put her brother in prison. He had to go. And I was like, yes, sister, high five. He had to go. And she ran the war. She was over the war, telling people what to do and how to do it. Shoot, this could have been for Women's Month. I mean, mind you, Women's Month, we is killing the game for the women. Clan baby named Izana.
But, Izana was a king.
Oh.
So, you know, we're switching it up. We finally got
Okay, come on, King. Come on. Bring up the kings. We need our kings up here. Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, of course, him being a king, of course, he got the military tactics. He's leading into battle, doing all this other stuff. But what he is most notable for, and what I really want to talk about him, is he was the first Christian king for his, you know, for his tribe, for his people. He was the first Christian king, and he managed to convert them to Christianity. Now, it don't really matter. It's not like about the religion to me. It's the fact that you're coming into an area where people already have their, you know, own ideas. It being in Africa and stuff, you know, these people, some have Egyptian ties where they're, you know, like they worshiping different gods that are they're worshiping
all them,
multiple gods.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
There's a lot going on there. So for him to be able to go into that area and feel comfortable enough to say, okay, this is my belief, and then reach out to his people and kind of try to spread that, I feel like that kind of takes a lot to do on that level.
It does.
And the reason, what kind of got him into Christianity, because of course at the time it wasn't a big thing, it's kind of just spreading, and what got him onto it was his slave. One of his servants, his slave, was telling him about it and kind of converted him into a way. And I just feel like it really is impactful for you to go into something that you kind of just learning and be so confident to, you know, of course, be a king, but with all that worry and kind of, you know, announce that to the people that this is what I believe in, be so confident in that, and, you know, just stand in that.
I like that, because a lot of times I always had an issue, and I would tell people, you know, I'm not a Christian because I believe in God and I believe in the Son, and I know that's the only way you can get to heaven, but it's just too much, you know. But I've learned in my older age and stuff like that, it's love. When you walk in love and show love and guide people in that love, and not be so judgmental, and give people the respect and understanding. You can tell he gave respect because he was listening to his servant, his maid, his slave, whatever you want to call it, however you want to put it in terms. He was listening to them and be able to know that, oh, this is the way I need to go. You know, this is how it is. And I think that's how it is. I can't remember which one it is. I think it was Nzinga or Nana Santaway that became a Baptist, you know, and stuff like that. And I didn't even think about putting that in there, but that's good information. But the reason I feel like we need to be having this history is because sometimes we don't know where we come from. And we always worried about where we come from through our bloodline of everything, but we are the bloodline for here. And sometimes that we got to take forward right now and use, not just learn about our Black history, understand that we are kings and queens, and that we can build within our own. We had the first Black Wall Street. Understand that we need to start buying from ourselves, supporting each other, loving each other, even if we don't agree with you, even if we don't like you. We need to be that community today. We love you, and remember to love and live
Each day
as if it were
your last.
Smooches.
The Love and Live Show, the true and the real, how you feel.
We out.